A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel, the Twinflame Union. In this channeling session, we are going to talk about black magic and dark energies. And in this channeling, one more thing is popping out, that there are a good number of twin flame couples who are separated from each other because of dark forces and black magic. Now, before I get started, I also want to give a disclaimer to all of you all that if you resonate with this channeling session, it means that you are guided now to let go of these things, which is what will be discussed, how to do it, why is it important that you need to connect and do source integration, because once you integrate with source, then these energies do not have any more power. But there are two things that give power to these type of energies. One is having lack of faith in your love, having doubts, believe on negative forces, negative energies. In the twin flame journey, the dark forces or the negative forces have a very important role to play. Before I say anything else in this particular channeling session, you need to understand why are twin flames even there, or why are light workers even there on planet Earth. If you look at Vedic astrology, Indian Vedic astrology is a very old science. If you look at the Western culture back then, they didn't even know if Earth revolves around the sun or sun revolves around the Earth. And Vedic astrology has been practiced in India for thousands of years. So we already knew that there are 9 planets, and we used to pray to the 9 planets. Even children knew the name of nine planets. And for many of our problems related to, some horoscope issue, life issues, the astrologers used to tell us that you should wear a ring like this with this particular gemstone, and this gemstone will heal this particular planet. So this knowledge about planets was very deep ingrained in our system. With colonization and with the invaders coming into this country, a lot of its glorious history was actually ruined. It got finished. We can say that dark energies had started working on this land. And it was a necessary thing to do, because now if you look at the Western culture is more interested in spirituality. Western culture is more interested in knowing about herbal medicines or Ayurvedic medicines. And this is also the reason why the twin flame stories or twin flame work, the ascension journey, the ascension work, all of this is more important for Westerners than for Indians right now, or people who are in the Indian subcontinent. They are much more serious about practicing ascension. Now, I'm not saying that one culture is better than other culture, or West is ahead of East, or East is not ahead of West, or blah, blah, blah. The issue is very simple, that there is a vast treasure which obviously has come from a certain place, certain land, because initially, long time back, the whole of Earth was actually one kingdom, one huge kingdom. And all the people used to somehow very happily live under very few rulers. I won't even say there was just one ruler, but there were basically divisions work was divided. And it was very clear to people on earth, to human beings, that there are 3 types of beings that exist on planet Earth. It was very clear information. And even now when you check Vedic astrology or Lal Kitab astrology, you will find out, and you can check whether you are a Dev, an Asur, or a Manav. Manav is human, Asur is demons, Rakshas, And Dev is obviously the positive beings, the beings of light. So every astrologer can, like any normal astrologer also, can check your Vedic astrology report, and even you can do it online. Anyone can do it online. You just have to put your birth details into it, and it will tell you whether you are an Asur, whether you are a Manav, Manushya, human, or you are a Dev, Nirvana. And this does not mean that if you are an Asur or a Rakshas, as per your Vedic astrology report, you can't be in ascension. Like for example, Ravan's brother Vibhishan, he was also an Asur by birth. But he was a true devotee of Ram, and he helped Ram in the war, in the battle of Ram and Ravan. He was on side of Ram. Even in Mahabharata, we would say that there were Kauravas and there were Pandavas. Kauravas were the people who were evil, the evil brothers, and Pandavas were the sane, the pure brothers, the Nirvana brothers. And that's why Lord Shri Krishna was on side of Pandavas and not of Kauravas. But even in the Kauravas, they had one brother who chose the side of Pandavas. He chose the side of light. So, what is more important is to know that what exactly are ascensioners doing or twin flamers doing on planet Earth right now. And then you can understand what dark energy is, what negative energy is, what positive energy is, what dark shadows are, what dark night of the soul is. Everything is going to make complete total sense to you. Now in this journey, even in my readings, even in my sessions, I meet a lot of people, I talk to them who tell me that, the dark energies are working against my relationship, or, somebody in the family used to practice witchcraft, or I don't know, maybe witches can ruin my relationship. And there are some people who say that, I practice healing, some kind of healing they do. So some people come to them and they know how to clear the dark energies from other people, but they don't know how to, detach themselves from those dark energies. Sometimes the dark energies can attack them. Then there are many people who have told me that dark energies or some kind of demonic forces attack them in their dreams. And they get very scared of them. And so many of these things, like black magic. A lot of people have told me that somebody has been practicing black magic on them. And they know about these things since childhood. Okay? So, understanding, first of all, that there are 3 types of energies fully functional on planet Earth. In the universe, in fact. And those who are in ascension, they are basically helped to assist the light beings, the nirvanas, the devs, the devis and devtas, as we say in Hindi. Right? And these beings are basically, they are worshippers, followers of Vishnu and Lakshmi. So Vishnu and Lakshmi, they are the preservers of planet Earth. They preserve Earth. And they are also the savior of all the Devis and Devtas, the Nirvanas. So, when every time Vishnu reincarnates on planet Earth, he does it to save the Devs from the malefic effects of the Asuras, the demons, the dark energies, the dark force. The dark force always operates from underground. They live in the underground, which is called Patal Lok. In Hindi, we call it Patal Lok. And that's the reason why, when they operate on earth also, they create places which resemble Patal Lok, or the underground. That's why we see all these places, like nightclubs especially, discotheques. I'm not saying it's wrong to go to discotheques. You can, if you want to. But if you look at the energy, the vibe, and the whole ambience of any discotheque, it's never bright, it's always dark. And they operate very well in the night times, till early morning hours. As soon as the sun rises, they want to shut down their operations. Right? We all know about this. But we don't think like this, right? We never think like this. I used to go to a lot of parties at one time. The first time I went to a party or to a discotheque was when I was 15 years old. And I don't know why I danced so much. I danced for like hours. Because for us, we were kids. We're just, exploring things. So the music is used by dark energies as well as it is used by light workers. The light forces as well as dark forces, both of them use common tools sometimes. Even dark energies use meditation. They also do some sort of chants and meditations, and sounds are used. So sometimes it is very much possible for the light beings to get confused and get manipulated by dark energies. Because they don't know, right? They don't know. The tools are almost same. And when you are a child, and not just a child, when you are born on planet Earth, and this is specifically for light workers, they don't have any memory. They have to start from scratch. Even if you have a lot of powers or things, like your crown is opened up and your third eye chakra is working, your throat chakra is working. As a child, children are very talented. Some of the children are very gifted. They can sing, they can dance without learning anything. They're very talented kids. But they get sucked into this dark world. And then, they become totally materialistic, and all the gifts they have, they are gone for a toss because they start working for the dark forces. And the dark forces have created tools. They've created platforms. So many platforms on planet Earth. Then you have the humans. Humans are in between. And it's also a big privilege and a big honor to be a human being. Because human beings, they can be the master of duality. And this is also a reason why a lot of light workers, nirvanas, gods and goddesses, they incarnate as human beings on planet Earth. Because even though you have to start from the scratch as a human being to develop all your insights and wisdom and knowledge about who you are, even though they have to do it, but when you start from scratch, then you can never lose that wisdom. And this is the reason why a lot of gods and goddesses knowingly, they know it will be very dangerous. They know they can get into a trap. They can get trapped by the demonic energies, the dark forces, and the dark forces might use them to manipulate them, to get things done from them, to some of the very gifted kids, very gifted, talented children who are actually, they are from the gods and goddess realm. They can be used for programming masses to follow the dark side. They know it, so they're always on a lookout for it. And that's why they create all of these rewards and awards and, big events, reality shows, this show, that show, singing competitions, music shows. Why do they do it? Because they need that energy. Dark energies are always looking for light beings, especially young and fresh and raw and innocent. You could be even 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, but you could be very innocent. Although the twin flame journey is designed in such a way that no matter how innocent you are, no matter how naive you are, the lessons that you will learn thanks to the divine masculine, you will realize that, okay, I can't be so innocent my whole life. Otherwise, people are going to swallow me and spit me out and I won't even get to know. So, black magic, dark energies, negative entities, blah, blah, blah. All of these things are taken care of when the source integration takes place. So, it's very important. Now, in all these channelings that I'm going to be doing, I will keep talking about surrender as well as radiance. Because illumination, complete, total, 100% illumination is very much connected to surrender. If you have not surrendered fully 100%, then you cannot illuminate 100%. Even this term illumination has a negative counterpart. We all have heard about it. And it is also said that they control the whole media and glamour business. Sports, media, glamour, wherever there is fame, fame, name, recognition, publicity, related wealth, they will always be controlling it. They always decide who are going to be the celebrities, who are going to replace them, what are the messages they will give out, what are the subliminals that would be shared. In the coming few years, you will see that even these things won't be required as such. You would see robots would be taking place, replacing many people, like in terms of labor and machinery, and the things that could be done by humans would be done by robots and machines much better and much faster. It's already happening, but it will be happening even more. But that will be a completely different dimension. The dimensions that nirvanas live in, because nirvanas create their own dimension. They are capable of creating their own dimension. They are capable of doing astral projections and lucid dreaming. They are capable of working in dream space world. Why? Because it all happens from your mind, and when all your chakras are awakened, you don't even need to move your body from one place to another. So these are the things that you need to know, that if you want to release dark energies, dark forces, attacking your twin flame relationship. Okay, why do they attack twin flamers? That is also a very important thing that you need to know. Why did Ravan come in between Sita and Ram? Because Ravan knew that Ram is there to kill the demons. Now, when we say our guru, Ram and Sita are our guru, our twin flame gurus, and we are assisting them on the ascension of earth. So what does that mean? That we are on the side of the preserver. And obviously, if you're on the side of preserver, we are devotees of Ram and Sita, or even if you're not, then in future you will understand why am I talking about it right now. It's very important for you to know this, that you are on the side of the preserver. You are in the team of the preserver. So definitely the dark energies want you to be separated from your true love. When you're separated from your true love, you're not in your full energies. When you don't know what unconditional love is and you are running after romantic love, then you obviously don't know. You don't know, or you cannot operate in your full power, full strength, right? And also this romantic love is very much physical in nature. It's very much bodily oriented. It tells you, or it teaches people that you must have sexual intercourse with the person you love. Then only your love is true. Or you must be married in a societal form, or you must be, making it Instagram official or Facebook official or whatever official if you are in love with someone or they are in love with you. You got to flaunt it to the world. You got to show it off, basically, which is not the right way of loving anyone, by the way. And also it takes away your power, it takes away your energy. Okay, it's good to talk about what you enjoy, what you love. Maybe you have a mission, you want to talk about it, you want to spread a word about it. But I think these tools can be used as good and bad both. Like for example, how the demonic energies use music. Even Ravan was a great musician. So he used to misuse this or use it for his benefit, this tool, So we can also use it. If you're an ascensioner, if you feel you're a nirvana, or you're a twin flame couple, or you're a twin flame divine masculine or feminine, you can use the same tools in a positive way to spread light by not being attached to the identity issues. Like what do? Why are people dying out of depression? Why are even young children committing suicide these days? And why, ever since social media took on to the world in a big way, the number of suicides have increased manyfold. It's not a surprise to see a lot of big names, very big celebrities, pop stars, movie stars, models, actors, entrepreneurs, very wealthy people have committed suicide, or they have spoken about being under attack by dark energies, by dark forces. They talk about being watched by someone. They talk about somebody's, checking them, doing some things, casting some spells or taking away their energies. Why? They say all these things because they probably do experience or did experience something on those lines, but they went so deep into it. They went so deep into the underground, into the Patal Lok, where all the Asuras live, the Rakshasas live. So one of the biggest difference in previous time, ancient time and now, or you can say dark ages and all the other ages, one of the biggest difference is that in the dark ages they say that asuras, devtas and humans, they all look like humans on planet Earth. Even if someone is a dev, they will look like humans. If someone is an asur, they will still look like humans. So you cannot differentiate who is who. But as the ages ascend, or even when the higher ages are in descending form, you can easily look at an asura and you can say that this person is an asura. Just by looking at them, because they look so weird and they look so strange. They will always be so strange. From a distance you will know that an asura is coming. And this is how they used to talk also in previous times. In ancient times they used to say this. Whenever an asura would approach, they would say, oh look, an asura is here. Rakshas is here. Now this Rakshas is going to spread all his or her negative energy, and they will try to lure us to be like them, follow them or hang out with them. They always try to seduce people. They always try to attract people. Come, let's do this. Let's go here. Let's eat this. Let's check it out. It would be so much fun. We're going to have such a good time. You're going to be so happy. So they knew it. And asuras are always very much body oriented. Very much body oriented. If you see people who are doing a lot of plastic surgeries, if you see people who are trying to perfect their bodies in every way, form, you know that this person is asura. If they are drinking a lot of alcohol. So what happens with humans also and with devs also, when they are not in their right frame of mind, they fall into these traps. They fall into the traps of drugs. They fall into the traps of alcohol. They fall into the traps of body objectification. They fall into sex addictions, and they give out a lot of energy to the demonic entities, to the dark world. And the dark world is obviously happy with that. They want that, as many people like these, the more the merrier. That's how they want. That's how they get energy also from this, because they also get energy from bodily sources. So too much attachment with the body means that some kind of dark energy or entities are influencing you and your lifestyle and your thinking. So you better be careful about it. Okay, and if by chance you are giving too much importance or attention or power to black magic, to this, to that, to dark forces separating us, because to love a person, the reason why you're also in separation, some of you are in no contact with your divine masculine or divine feminine, you've not seen each other. Some of you, even when you're living under the same roof, you feel this kind of separation, this heaviness, this baggage around you. Or those who are in separation but in contact also feel that he doesn't love me, she doesn't love me, blah, blah, blah. You got to be very smart with these things. You can't let the dark energies, the dark forces, the black magician so-called, to get the better of you. They will show you a lot of illusions. They will tell you many things which you don't want to believe in, but you do believe in. And then you fall into that trap. If you love your divine masculine or your divine feminine, or anybody for that matter, you don't have to really sit next to them. I remember I was doing one interview for the book In the Name of Love many years ago, and I had said these lines that true love is not about physical connection. True love is about the mental connection. When the mental connection takes over, that means you are in love with the person and you are very much strongly in love with that person. The biggest gifts of nirvanas or people who are in ascension is intuition, telepathy. Telephony and telepathy are two different things. When you make a telephone call to someone, you see what is the way you do a telephone call. You need a tool, you need a box, you need a phone, you need the wires. You need such a huge setup, you need the network. But when you are doing telepathic communication with someone, you don't need any of this. You just need a connection, a soul connection, that's it. And it happens with us so many times that we are thinking about a person, specific person, or we are looking for a sign from universe, from our masters, from our gurus, from our teachers. Even in Twinflame Ascension journey, when we are really deep down and we ask for a sign from our masters. So this is a very important thing that you need to start practicing if you really want to master the stage of surrender, then you got to connect with your masters. You need to surrender to your masters. You need to ask, you need to talk to source for help, and specifically source and specifically your masters. You can't, it's like dark energies will not have any control over you. And this is the reason why I tell people to also claim their soul. Like claim any part of their soul that has been taken away or even given by you on your own. Because there's so much manipulation. Sometimes we crack a deal with all these devil's agents and we give out many of our important powers or gifts, knowingly or unknowingly. So we must keep saying that I reclaim all the stolen and lost parts of my soul, which I gave up intentionally or unintentionally, knowingly or unknowingly. I reclaim it all right now, right now, right now. And I reclaim it in pure form. I thank all my masters for purifying my soul. Even if the dark energies or the dark forces try to create disturbance or annoyance or difficulties in whatever you're doing, especially humanitarian work, even though there's all these disturbances, because you can't stop because of them. You can't let them not do what you're doing. The dark energies or the dark forces, they always try to stop you. Whenever you try to do something good, something humanitarian, most importantly, something authentic, something which is a real part of you. Now, why planet Earth is such a good platform for both the dark energies as well as the nirvanas is simply because the tools are created for both, even by humans. Like all these tools, all these platforms that we are using or they are using, or anyone is using for that matter, they are neutral tools. They can be used for good and they can be used for bad. But what is it that changes everything is the way you focus your attention on something or anything. And unknowingly or knowingly, the dark energies or the dark forces also end up helping the positive light beings. Why? Because they make us, or make them, I don't want to say us, you, me, just want to say in simple language that the dark forces, when they attack someone, and if that person is a true devotee, a pure devotee, like the dark night of the souls, initially the dark night of the souls are very long. They're very long, they're very challenging, and it's very hard for the light worker to get out from there. But with time and with practice, the ascensioner or the twin flamer, they learn with experience, with practice, that I cannot be bogged down by the dark night of the soul. I cannot be bogged down or stay in bed forever, not get out of my room or stay in this dark, gloomy zone forever. With practice, with time, and this is the reason why you have runner-chaser dynamic, you have testing and crisis situation, you have recognition, and then you have surrender. Why? Because by the time you reach surrender, you're done with it. You're done being in the dark night of the soul again and again. You become a person who's like, enough of this. I can't deal with it. So they don't know it, but they're making ascensioners more adamant. They're making them more, like how you keep getting irritated and annoyed, and then you go like, okay, enough is enough. So they take us all who are in twin flame journey, who consider themselves to be a devotee, or at least they are in the path of devotion. Because there are two paths clearly. One more thing I'd like to add today. One is the path of knowledge and one is the path of devotion. When people believe in things like black magic, this, that, dark energies can attack you, that means they have a wrong devotion and they have this devotion unknowingly. They're giving power to something on their own. Like a lot of people believe in Illuminati. They say, oh, Illuminati can do this, can do that. But if you don't care about those things, if you say that, okay, they are doing their thing and we are doing our thing, or people who believe in those things can do their own thing, like why do we even have to, bother? That's the whole point. Why bother? Let them do whatever they want to do. If there are dark energies or dark forces or negative energies or negative forces or blah, 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 okay, fine, they are doing their thing. They want to do their own thing. Let them do it. But what do you have to do? You have to make your devotion even stronger. You have to make your surrender even stronger. You have to talk to your masters continuously. You have to maintain communication with your masters. You have to maintain communication with the source. Instead of telling your problems to other people who don't even understand, You got to look for the right people with whom you can share and discuss and also work on yourself. Most important thing is to work on yourself, to have that conviction and courage, to know that you're here for something bigger. You're here to contribute. Be a contributor. You have to become a contributor for humanitarian energies, for positive energies, for energies which are unconditional. But if you're going to be stuck in I want this, I want that, I want this materialistic thing, I want this that materialistic thing, but there is no love. Like a lot of the feminines, it's so annoying. They keep asking the same question. When will my masculine call me? When will my masculine meet me? When will he propose to me? When will he live with me? When will he do this for me? So all their questions are materialistic questions. And these are the people who always write negative comments. If not on this channel, they'll go on some other channel and they'll keep complaining and cribbing. But they don't work on their root chakra, so they cannot even afford a reading. That is the problem. A lot of divine feminines, they cannot work on their root chakra because they don't want to. They are not in the abundance consciousness. And then they complain and crib. Oh, these people, they charge so much. Why do they charge so much? They have to charge because they're giving you counseling, they're giving you their precious time. And all these channelings that they do for you, they don't even charge for that. A lot of work that a lot of light workers do, they do it out of their love and affection for others because they feel that if we got so much. Because we also, every person, we all research from the free content that's been shared by other people. So it is, we feel like contributing to others too then. Or you don't know, maybe they have a mission and they have to earn for the mission. If they don't earn as a householder, people who are in twin flame journey, they are householders. They're not monks. They're not sannyasis. They cannot beg. They cannot go out every day with a begging bowl and get food for themselves. They are not the shaven heads. They are normal, regular people who have to earn a living. So they want to earn a living by doing something they love. They want to earn a living by uplifting other people, and they want to spend all the money they have in creating an ascension lifestyle. A lifestyle that serves other people, a lifestyle that serves voiceless beings, a lifestyle that serves nature, a lifestyle that inspires others. So why do you have a problem? Why do you get triggered with that? Not just you. A lot of people I see on the internet, they get very triggered by ascension lifestyle. Why do they get triggered? Why? Because they cannot do it. They cannot do it themselves, so they get triggered. And second thing, they get triggered also because even the dark energies are using similar or same kind of tools and platforms. But it's very obvious, like I said, it's very obvious to know the difference. What do dark energies do with their money? I'll tell you. Dark energies, they save the money. They have huge bank accounts. For them, they are not abundant. If you look at it, they are living in the money consciousness. They are very insecure. They are very scared. They feel that if I don't store money, the money is going to perish, or it's going to fizzle out, it's going to die out, or whatever. They have millions and billions of dollars or rupees stored in a place, but they are not going to spend even $100 out of it for the benefit of other people. How are ascensioners different? They earn money and they give it out to other people. So the cycle of abundance never closes down. But what do ascensioners do? They know that even if I make this much money this month or next month or whatever month, it's all being given to me by source, so that I have a comfortable life here on planet Earth, and at the same time I can inspire others that you don't have to live in poverty consciousness. You don't have to live a life where you're dependent on other people. Why do we tell all the twin flame divine feminine especially that please become financially stable, please become emotionally free, please release your codependencies? Because the masculines are not suffering from codependencies, by the way. It's the feminines who suffer from codependency, and this is the reason why they also run away from the feminines, because the feminine get too emotionally codependent on them and they want validation from them. But the karmics or the false twins, they don't want any validation from them. So it becomes really difficult for them to even figure out who is real and who's not. So if you are financially independent, if you are emotionally independent, if you're physically independent, if you're mentally independent, you are going to be in the union very soon. Why? Because you are making your masculine feel that you are a godly person. you're a godly woman or a godly man, because the genders can swap. So the dark energies, they make people live in poverty consciousness or money consciousness, rupees, rupees or dollars or bank, this much in the bank, or these many bungalows or these many houses. But they do it in a way that if you have these possessions, only then you are happy. Only then you are happy. But the nirvanas, they don't care about it. They just attract it because, Lakshmi is Vishnu's wife. The preserver's wife is Lakshmi. And who is Lakshmi? Lakshmi is the goddess of abundance. She is not the goddess of money. Please understand the difference. She is not the goddess of money. She is the goddess of abundance. Which means that if you want to say, for example, you want to go to America from India, and you don't really have that much cash in your bank account to go to America. But because you're in abundance consciousness, you just somehow get a trip to America. Without begging to another person, without convincing another person, without making even a phone call, and without even thinking how it will happen. If you talk to a lot of ascensioners who have managed to work on the root chakra and who live in very secure energies when it comes to finances, there's one common thing that all of them will tell you. All of them will tell you one common thing, that they were into jobs. They were probably making money before also, but they were into jobs that they did not enjoy and they did not love. And they were making good amount of money from those jobs. They had good, white collar positions. They had everything materialistically they could get, and they also had status in the society. They were respected by their family members, relatives. But when they got deeply into the twin flame ascension journey, when they wanted to be the most authentic version, the first thing they wanted to do was quit their well-paying jobs, and they did that. They were very courageous and very bold to do that. And I know them personally, and I think I'm also one of them, because even I had a very fancy job, a well-paying job, which was not even just a, monetarily a good job, but I was working for marketing and media, so I was hanging out with a lot of celebrities and movie stars and this and that, all kinds of fancy people. So it was giving me immense amount of appreciation or liking, or people were going, oh wow, she is with that celebrity, or she is with that actress or that actor, oh my god, oh they want to date her, somebody wants to date her, oh this and that. So it wasn't, at that point in time, it could have been a big trap, a very dark world was awaiting me, and I did enter into it knowingly or unknowingly because it was my job. But I wasn't happy about it. It was very painful, because on one side you are a devotee of Ram and Sita, you have a master who are showing you a very different type of lifestyle, but it used to look, back then it used to look kind of impossible to actually live a life of ascension. I used to actually literally think that is it even possible, But it does become possible, because once you surrender, you let go of all your inhibitions. Even if you have to survive on nothing, you have no job, you have no money, but you have to survive like that for some time. But you can't be bitter about it. You can't be bitter about it. You can't be angry and envious, because if you're envious, you're going to delay your peace. Envious people, angry people, people full of rage, misery, they are not at peace. And don't think that the people who are working or who are influenced by the dark energies, they are in peace. One of the biggest difference between ascensioners and people who are in, under the influence of dark energies, they are never at peace. They are constantly working day and night to maintain an image in the society, an image which is an affluent image, an amazing image, an image of this or that, So, it can get confusing. And that's why some of the people who are very successful in the ascension journey, or they were born with certain gifts, the dark energy, the dark world chooses them. They choose them so that they can use them as a tool as well. So twin flamers should be very careful about these things, and twin flamers should just focus on abundance consciousness and not giving power or even thought to these kind of, practices, or like we watch horror movies. There was a time I used to watch horror movies for a thrill of it, and I know a lot of you love horror movies. But now I find it very illogical. Like every horror movie, in every horror movie, there are certain common things that they do. Number one, none of the people, none of the victims, or none of those protagonists in a horror movie, they never talk about God. Or they always show God as a very weak, powerless some idea. Like if you look at all the series, all these very Conjuring series, Conjuring 1, 2, then they have the Annabelle creation, the Nun. If you look at all of these movies, you'll notice one thing, that they've even used godly characters. Like the Nun, the character of the Nun, they have used it as an evil being. Then the dolls, like dolls or toys are normally used by children. Like they play with them, but they've shown them to be so scary. And I've seen all of these movies and I always question, why don't they ever light a lamp? Why don't they ever turn on the lights? Why are they always walking in dark? Why don't they use sage? Like simple things like sage. It's very common if you use sage or you use incense or you just open the window and let the sunlight come in. There are many things that you can do. Or why don't they chant the name of God? Like it is so difficult in a lot of these shows and series. It is so difficult for them to get a priest to come to purify their house. Why is it so difficult? I don't understand. Like in India, you can get a priest or a pandit or anyone to, and not that in India we don't have the concept of haunted houses, we don't have the concept of dark energies or black magic. Of course, even in India it's very common. So that's the reason why I'm saying that these things are common everywhere, but they all have some kind of common things as well. Like you'll always see those things and they don't seem scary after a time. If you're deep into ascension and if you start using your logic, they look sort of funny, they look sort of comical, and they also look kind of annoying. Like you want to tell the protagonist, hey, why don't you just think about God right now? Why don't you ask an angel to help you? Why don't you ask light workers to help you? Why don't you ask light beings to help you right now? Why don't you just pray to God? Like simple thing is pray to God. But they will not, and they will not even show any of this. And they might even say that it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. So these are the things that we are being programmed to believe in, but this is not true. If you, every morning, say if you get up every morning at 4:30, or you get up at, like the morning hours, you just do sun gazing. You just do sun gazing every morning for 15-20 minutes. You will feel so much change and so much positive energy. Every morning if you chant the name of God, or if you light a lamp, if not, do some activity like that, or you feed a hungry person, or you just pet a street animal, or you just sit under a tree for some time, or you just lie on the ground every morning. Even in the daytime you can do that. You just cleanse your house with holy water. Like in your country it's holy water, here we have the Ganga Jal. If you cleanse the house with Ganga Jal, or if you just do all these activities, you yourself will feel a shift in your energy. But they don't show any of this in any of the movies or the series. But yes, in some of the documentaries I have noticed, like there are some documentaries on Discovery or some paranormal shows I have seen, where people actually catch hold of the criminals or some murderers or some wrongdoers by using intuitive gifts. I've seen certain shows like that. And then there is a very successful show on Discovery where they eventually end after a lot of sounds and a lot of boom, bam, this, that. Eventually they say that the people got saved because some light worker or some priest or some good person or some powerful person from the light side came and helped them out. Eventually it was God's name, or it was God who helped them out and to release from those negative energies. So God is the most powerful energy, the supreme energy, the name of God, the source. So imagine if the source can do all of these things, can the source not remove the negativity that is going on in your life between you and your divine masculine, if you have faith in it? So constant practice of faith is very much required. And also you got to let go. I'll repeat this part so that no one misses it out, because I'm closing this channeling session now. You got to let go the physical desire of being together, the 3D desire, because most of you are stuck in this journey because you're very much focused on the 3D outcome of this relationship. The 3D, they keep saying, when will I meet in 3D? When will I have a 3D union? They say that. It's so common, you know. Why do they, like, imagine you are an ascensioner, you are a light worker, you are from the soul, you are from the Holy Spirit, you are from the God side, you are a source energy, you know that you are a soul, you are going to die one day. This is so obvious. This is so obvious to all the people, especially the ascensioners know that this is a temporary physical life, physical body, this is a temporary physical expression, but still they go like, when will I have the 3D union? They just don't want a 5D union because they don't know. They have no idea how beautiful and how amazing a 5D union is. The unconditional love, when it flows in every part of your body, your veins, your blood, you don't even know the power of it. So when they don't know the power of it, they are just running for the pebbles while the diamonds are, lying right in front of them. But they pick the diamond, they throw it away, and they keep picking the pebbles and filling their pockets with the pebbles. So that's the reason why the dark energies are able to attack you, because your goal is a 3D union. As long as your goal is a 3D union, I am very sorry to say the dark energies will have complete hold of you, complete control over you, because that's the world. They are the masters of 3D. They know how to influence people in 3D. But we are supposed to work above 5D, 6D, 7D, 8D, 9D, 10D. We are coming from those realms. So how can we be limited to 3-dimensional realm? So on that note, I would be closing this channeling session. Thank you so much for being here with me. One love and peace out.